Ladies and gentlemen, there is a conversation that many hesitate to have, a subject wrapped in tradition, shrouded in mystery, and often left unchallenged. It is a practice that has been taught for generations, ingrained into the very fabric of our faith, yet few have dared to ask the hard questions. Tithing. For years, we have been told that tithing is a divine command, a requirement of faithfulness, and the key to unlocking supernatural blessings. We have heard it preached with passion, often accompanied by promises of financial breakthrough, divine favor, and abundance. We have been warned of curses that come upon those who withhold it, leaving many believers fearful, bound by obligation rather than led by revelation. But what if I told you that much of what has been taught about tithing is not entirely what God intended? What if I told you that the financial burdens many Christians carry today were never meant to exist under the new covenant? What if I told you that the way tithing is often presented has been more about maintaining institutions than about truly advancing the kingdom? In the Old Testament, tithing was not money. It was crops, livestock, and produce from the land. It was an agricultural law given specifically to Israel under the Mosaic covenant. The Levites, who had no inheritance, depended on the tithe for survival because they were priests set apart for the service of the temple. It was never about funding buildings, salaries, or personal empires. It was about sustaining those who ministered under a specific old covenant system that no longer governs us today. When Jesus came, he did not enforce the Old Testament tithe upon his disciples. Instead, he introduced a higher principle, one that calls for stewardship, generosity, and a heart fully surrendered to God, not a legalistic requirement. The apostles never commanded the early church to tithe. Rather, they taught sacrificial giving, where believers gave as they were led, not out of compulsion, but out of love and faith. Yet today, many churches have rebranded tithing as a financial transaction between you and God, as if heaven operates like a stock exchange. They have taught that if you give your 10%, God is obligated to bless you. But God is not a vending machine where you deposit money and receive miracles. He is a father who desires obedience, faith, and stewardship over all that he has entrusted to you, not just a percentage. The danger is that many sincere believers have been manipulated into thinking that their financial struggles are a result of failing to tithe. They have been made to believe that they must give even when they are in debt, when they cannot afford to feed their families, when their hearts are filled with fear rather than faith. This is not trust. He's not looking at the percentage you give. He's looking at the posture of your heart.